How do I know that I'm home or in Chester? The story begins at 502 Parker Street. My parents, Thomas Lee and Isiah Jones Jr. I'm the oldest of five. I have two brothers and two sisters. During this time of the Civil Rights Movement, my mother and father thought the youth in the city of Chester needed to be motivated and have direction. The Youth in Action Agency, originally the Black Youth Society, was born out of that thinking. Our life seemed to be normal in the midst of those times. Our Christmases were great. The youth I was a part of would gather in the house. We learned to work with people, love and care for each other, and that it was okay to help another person. It was a time where people needed to be together, and where I was fortunate to have found role models. This atmosphere became the youth program, Youth in Action, for me and others. I attended Immaculate Heart of Mary. Catholic school environment was a significant life-changing experience for me. I was an altar boy. I developed the idea of being a sound and honest person. The qualities of integrity, responsibility, and commitment were ingrained in me. In addition to my Catholic schooling and the youth programs in our home, I discovered I was athletic, learning to play football, that I had a talent for acting when I was chosen to play the lead in Oliver Twist, that I was musically inclined, picking up the saxophone, and that at an early age I acquired a fondness for grooming when I learned to tie a tie and wear a white shirt, which I loved. As time went on, things progressed and changed. More opportunities became available for the Youth in Action members. It was the 1970s when my mother realized that the youth needed alternative education. This took the form of foster care and parenting placement, as well as recreation, cultural, and educational activities, all occurring at the alternative school at 7th and Morton Avenue. Dances, talent shows, and carnivals were held at the Chester Armory, 8th and Sproul Street, and at the Erie Park YMCA. Trips to Broadway, Coney Island, the Peg Leg Bates Country Club Resort in New York gave kids exposure, another look at the world. A continuing education initiative was developed, called the Youth in Action Collegians Program, giving a second chance opportunity for all those interested to go to college after high school. By 1999, I married my high school sweetheart, Robin Anding. We raised 4 boys, Dre, Isaiah III, Isaac, and Ian. Had 2 adopted daughters, Aisha and Jamila Ingram. Had 6 grandkids, Journey, Xavier, Javay, India, Jordan, and Jason. And a great-grandson, Kyson. I learned about being an entrepreneur, being a leader, and how to effectively communicate with people. I decided to put my mom's sweet potato pie on the market. At that time, one of the Youth in Action's members introduced me to an angel investor, Steve Baumgartner, who was not only instrumental in funding, but connected me with Steve Shaw, a buyer for BJ's Markets. Our plan was to create a bakery, to employ 15 to 20 people. We ended up partnering with Michael's Bakeries in Philadelphia, where I was able to secure a placement in 500 grocery stores, among them Acme, Fresh Grocer, and ShopRite. Though currently I'm content being an operator at Monroe Energy, which affords me the opportunity to take care of my family, I would very much like to revisit the idea of a Tommy's Pies factory in Chester. So you ask, how do I know that I'm home or in Chester? That's how.